All right, some more Ethel Cain. This one is going to be tuned down half a step. So we can play in E. So we're going to have that E major chord. We're going to have an A major chord. We can play down here, but also up here, because we will have a B major before and after that A at some points during the song. And then another chord that we need is going to be the C sharp minor. But definitely recommend grabbing that 6th string over the top with your index finger to get that extra oomph to it. This song really doesn't have too much structure. It kind of does at the 5-minute mark. I'm going to have a lot of timestamps, but just kind of use your ear with these chords. There's only one part that I'm kind of leaning toward a C sharp minor. You'll see it in my tab where I wasn't too sure of where it was. But yeah, going to have these two riffs and this one riff. Can hear clear as day that higher riff is going to be on the 2nd string there. 4th fret, pulling off to the 2nd fret, pulling off to the open 2nd string. So sometimes they do it at that cadence, sometimes they do it a little bit slower. But for the most part, it's going to be sounding like that. I mean, you could just pluck it each time, but sounds a hell of a lot better if you do it that way. And then the other riff you can find in the kind of the same section here of the 2nd fret to the 4th fret of the 4th string. It was kind of hard to hear other than going back and forth and then sometimes going lower to that 1st fret. Really couldn't hear it, and then sometimes they just go too fast after that riff to grab that other riff, so kind of got to pick your battles of what you want to do. But chord-wise, you know, you're really hanging on this E till about 134. Like I said, had a lot of timestamps. And then, you know, at 134ish, you go into the A major and then back to the E major at 150. Then you first hear that C sharp minor about 205, and then 211 back to E. So you just gotta listen to the chord changes. I'm sorry, I can't really tab this. It's just not clear cut like a normal song, if that makes any sense. It kind of has some structure at about the 504 mark where they land on the C sharp minor. The C sharp minor likes to come a lot when the song goes heavier, if that makes sense. Kind of structure here where it's like 2 measures of each chord, so they're really just on the C sharp minor until about 520 where it's at A. And like I said, they're going to climb up to this B. And then finally landing on this E major about 551. And all between that, you know, you're really hearing those riffs. So it's whatever you want to do. And then kind of about 607, they go back to the C sharp minor, and then again to the A, to the B. But now they go back down to this A about 654. And then they don't resolve to the E, they go back to the C sharp minor about 710. Doing the same thing almost that they just did with the A to B to A. Now 811 they land on that E. And they come back to the A, C sharp minor, look, and then A, E, A is where they're kind of fading out about 130. Do believe they probably hit a one final C sharp minor towards the very, very end. By that time you're probably really fading out. I hope this is some sort of a lesson structure that can help you in any certain way. I know, the lyrics aren't going to be on the screen and follow, like I said, like a normal song, but nonetheless, it is all there for you. All you got to do is play. So hopefully that helped out. And yeah, thank you for the suggestion request.